What up, what up, what up? Good morning. Tap in with y'all. Tag a couple people up. We gonna talk about what I put on the board was I said so we gonna stand for sports like it's not more important people to stand for who are misrepresented. You know what I'm saying? I give you examples. I think we confused at the time. Like I be saying, I be up in the morning. You know, I share a lot of posts. I tell people sometimes I share a post just because I know it'll start a debate. Like I just think it's a good topic. So my question, well, not so much question. What I realize is that we gonna stand for this though. So, and I have no problem. I just think we stand for the wrong shit, and that's my point of the conversation, whether male or female. I noticed that, like, we'll stand up for some shit. Like, you know, it's a lot. Like, for example, this morning I was going back on the board and just saying shit. We talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. To me, it's like I don't really think that it's that important personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Sha'Carri Richardson failing the drug test is really important. You know what I'm saying? I think personally, I don't think it doesn't make a difference, right? And I think we stand for it. I see so many people standing up, you know what I'm saying? And I think that on a bigger scale, she's super fast, you know what I'm saying? Like, I watched on TV where it was a women panel and it was like, marijuana is not a performance enhancer. And I'm like, okay, yes it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who make music or anybody who plays sports that smoke and get in shape, you know it's a performance enhancer because you can, you know what I'm saying? But it's funny because people will say, you know, they always say we miss it, but that's what we gonna stand for. That's what I say. We gonna stand for this shit as if it's important. Like Sha'Carri Richardson failing the drug test, that shit not important. I mean, it make good national news because we wanted to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? You know us, you know niggas, we like being entertained and shit. We like being entertained. With a lot of other shit. I mean, I guess we should be talking about how the men's basketball team get their ass kicked by Nigeria and another team. Like, these niggas they're gonna get embarrassed in the Olympics. Like, this year, America gonna get their ass kicked when the Olympics start, I mean. But I want y'all to understand, that shit not important. And as much as they put it on the news, it's not important. Now, rather what happened, like I told everybody in this conversation, we gotta respect certain factors, family passing, we respect it, right? But this is Sha'Carri Richardson, I'm gonna say this, Sha'Carri Richardson failing the drug test. This is not a woman issue. And I feel like it's becoming a woman issue. That shit is not important. Just like what men be talking about, like niggas talking about Pooh Shiesty or niggas in jail. That shit not important. And not saying that nigga don't deserve to be free, but I'm saying it shouldn't dominate our feed because that's what the rest of the world and culture is looking at us and they watching what we dictate about. This shit going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers getting tortured, bombings, World War, and what's trending in America is about somebody smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? My only point of the matter is most of the people who got an opinion in this, I started realizing, like, most of them never even played sports, some of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're just looking at it from a smoker's perspective, like a connoisseur. So if we smoke, you know what I'm saying, they like, man, fuck that. This shouldn't be, it is what it is. Now, the fact that there's so many strong opinions about situations like this or about black men that get locked up for shit that's not important. You know what I'm saying? It's right now, it's black women out here right now who doing shit that's changing the world, inventing technologies and shit, or, you know what I mean, like, out here doing life-changing shit, who being mistreated in the field, like doctors, you know what I'm saying, black women lawyers, you know what I'm saying, like just real motherfuckers, like women revolutionaries, people who trying to do something in life, and women inventors, you know what I'm saying, people who got all the odds against them in the world, women and men that got odds against them in the world, and instead of us spending our energy on that, we spend our energy on those topics or on the shit that's not really important. We spend all the energy on the shit that's not important. That's all. My only point to y'all saying that, like, is it really important? You know, if the girl failed the drug test, she failed the drug test. It's simple. It's not a black issue. It's not a race issue. It's not a woman's issue. And the reason why I say this is because this energy could be used in a better way. We divert a lot of our energy to shit that's not important. Right now, we should be worried about what the fuck going on with inflation and the prices at the gas pumps and the food and shit, and what the fuck we about to do with our kids going back to school with this corona shit, even though we know it's a new variant taking over, and we know that shit, like, and we know we're not safe. But we worried about somebody smoking weed who that was her choice, or a dude who fuck up and that was his choice. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's not the pick. Like, I think that, like I say, amazing talent. So I don't want y'all to think I don't think it, but I think that we have to be real. If we was in a room full of the common people and we talk about this, if we in a room full of people that smoke weed, they're fighting this issue not because this issue is important for track, but it's an important issue for them or as a person in their personal life. Like, should I smoke weed? What they talking about? If we in a room full of regular people that don't care about nothing and they don't care about sports, it's not an important issue. If we in a room full of athletes or past athletes who played the game, because marijuana been out a long time. We're not arguing if it's a dangerous drug. We just arguing the fact that in a room full of athletes who've been there, you got a room full of athletes who made good choices and bad choices. In a room full of athletes, like, okay, that's like saying, let's go back in history. Let's go back to Len Bias, which was my high school coach draft. Len Bias, on the draft night, he was the #1 pick from NC State. He did cocaine that night. You feel me? And he OD'd, the #1 draft pick from NC State, OD'd. This nigga, they said this nigga was better than Michael Jordan. Mike wouldn't have got all the rings if Len Bias was in the league. This is a fact. He went to NC State, draft night, got #1 pick, was partying, got high, and they said he OD'd. So this is still in the drug world. Now, of course, she didn't do drugs, but I'm just giving you a parallel to understand. These drugs, once we open the door, like I would say, once we open the door to drugs is a high rise. Let's use this again. Marijuana is the first level. That's where people start. You can eventually go up 20 floors, end up on acid, cocaine, heroin, whatever. It's the same thing. Once we allow drugs in the sports, then they're going to creep in. Every so often, it's like they're going to say, okay, this is legal. Then eventually it's going to be a game full of niggas on steroids and shit just to get a better league. Niggas unhealthy. Now, in a room full of athletes, responsible athletes, what they going to say is this. All right? And this is not the public. A room full of athletes going to say, like, look, when we was growing up, we knew the consequences of this shit. Not only that, do y'all not think, and I want y'all to be accountable. See, the common people need to wake up. Yo, all the time in sports, every time there's a championship, it's like a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? In the playoffs, niggas' family members die, get murdered, get in a car accident. This shit happen in every sports, every year, in every event. There's tragedy everywhere. And the difference between the people that are successful and with talent and the people that have a chance to be successful with talent and fail is their choices. You know what I'm saying? If we are parents, if America right now, if the American social media public was the parents, if they're controlling the youth's mind by social media, right? Let's say like what we say matter. Then what are we really telling the youth? We're telling the youth like, man, if you grow up and you work your whole life and you get to the Olympics and you make a mistake, that's okay. That's my only question. Everything else is extra with me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about for me like trying to be funny or pick on her, because whether this was a male or female, I had the same point. But what are we passing on to the youth? Like, what type of parents are we? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, we the type that make excuses for our kids. That's what I see. Because clearly, when I was growing up and as a big ball player, and I'm at AAU and I'm playing around the country, you know what I'm saying? If I make a mistake, me being accountable for it, like, this is the difference between the young generation and us now. Accountability, this ain't accountability, because this will be happening in a lot of black community and shit. Like, you try to go talk to somebody and they be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I apologize, I was wrong. But then you be like, brother, why the fuck you say that? Because I started out and they be like, then they get mad. They get mad. That's not accountable. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go back to apologize, but then get mad when a person says something that you don't like and it turned into a big argument. What was the point of apologizing? I say this shit all the time. We in a time where, are we really raising our kids? Or are we the great excuse makers? Because my mother and my father would have told me in this situation, like, yo, if it was one of my parents, they would have told me, like, yo, I understand what you're going through. But what you just did would have made your mother or father disappointed. You feel me? Because this is the time of your life. And a lot of times, that's why our parents don't tell us when they sick or tell us when shit going on with them, because a lot of times we might be in a certain point of our life where we strive and we got a family. We finally got our shit together and we trying to build. So our parents, our mother and father don't want to tell us what's going on because of this. And the only thing we gonna do now is what? Because that's what I be tired of, like, for real. Like, that shit is such unattractive, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, women always say, you don't get it, we stand for her. Okay, no problem, stand for her. But what the fuck is Sakari really standing for? This is not a Colin Kaepernick situation. She didn't go to the Olympics and make it, and she didn't do this to change the rules. She didn't go there and say, yo, I'm gonna be the fastest woman, I'm gonna smoke weed and I'm gonna challenge the norm so that marijuana smoke could become normal in sports because it's overrated. You know what I'm saying? Or they were saying like Michael Phelps. And I always say Michael Phelps had won 2 Olympics already. Nigga had like 8 medals. He was smoking in the summertime. He never smoked or did anything while he was on the facilities or around that area. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think at the end of the day, how is this an issue? And that's what I've been saying at the end of the day. So that's why I say, black women, your mind is in the wrong motherfucking place. If y'all worried about Sakari, end of the day, Sakari made a bad choice, period. Whether man or female, niggas do it all the time. Men athletes, they made a bad choice, period. You know what I'm saying? We can't say it's okay, or we're going to have a league full of young niggas in there going to college interviews to go to college and going to sitting down with the NBA coaches when they trying to get drafted smelling like a goddamn pound. You feel me? Some shit is for in your personal life, and some shit is not. You know what I'm saying? It's always a time and a place to do it. And since we don't know that no more, that's where the problem arises. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be thinking at the end of the day, I think that like motherfuckers need to wake up. Energy being spent on it's just stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? Just like if it was men, it's not because it's a woman. If it was a man, like even Len Bias, who OD'd on draft night from North Carolina, that went to NC State, that was going pro, they weren't picking the draft, OD'd on cocaine. I felt like it's bad choices. Some people believe he was drugged though. You know what I'm saying? See, it's a difference between that. See, he died that night. Now, if she had did a drug, let's say she was so stressed out and she had did a drug that was more harming. Let's say she tried heroin or some and she OD'd. This would be a whole nother conversation. We wouldn't be sitting here saying, "Oh, it's okay." We gonna say it's okay then. That's my whole point. So I let it be. That's why I always tell everybody in these situations that it's just a funny. We just some funny people. You know what I'm saying? And when it come down to like understanding in women, like I realize that it's a lot of brilliant women in communication, but it's a lot of stubborn women. Just like it's a lot of brilliant men, but it's a lot of stubborn ass men. And the problem with us as people is that, you know, we all, for some reason, we all come to conversations, or we like to, we include ourselves in a conversation, but if we don't agree with shit that we don't know about, we'll get mad, or if our logic ain't the most dominant point of it, or just feeling like that point of logic. You know what I'm saying? Like I sit in a room a lot of time where you can sit hear how people talk at the end of the day, like, well, you know what I'm saying, what you don't get. Like I tell people, like, I told bro, I didn't make this post. He like, oh, all right, why ain't going to, like, well, what's the point of getting mad? You see a random post on Facebook, 9 out of 10, some of y'all know me, half of y'all don't know me from a can of paint. You see a post, you know what I'm saying, you see a picture, now that person had a statement, whatever that post said, like, I don't even remember, but I shared it, and in the middle it showed a picture of the girl from gymnastics and the girl from Sakari, and it was saying how more energy need to be shown to other ones, and I was just like, fake nails, fake hands, all that shit. You know what I mean? It's sad, and I said instead of me being funny, you know what I'm saying, I wish I didn't live in a lifetime where this shit is accepted. You know what I'm saying? As a man that speaks for like-minded men, it's sad to know that there ain't many women out here who even can look in the mirror and be told, like, that shit fake. You know what I'm saying? And that right there at the end of the day, like, for any woman that ever argue with me about fake hair, fake nails, fake weed, you have every right, because you're a woman and I'm not. And I'm not going to get mad at you. Good morning, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a woman, right? But I do want y'all to understand as women, because a lot of people do respect me and women do some get mad at me. I understand that when you turn on the TV and tell you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand when you know what I'm saying, when you look in the magazine, when you see these rap videos tell you ain't shit. For some reason, y'all tend to think y'all the only people that turn on the TV and see shit as men. We see ball players. We see niggas that got more money. We see niggas who you know what I'm saying, better hair. We see niggas who got, you know what I'm saying? It exists in every space. The only difference is only the people or the coaches who put the physical in front of the spiritual, because that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? In order to feel good on the inside, whether male or female, you know what I'm saying, that's what it comes down to. We can't say it, you know, people, I feel like people can argue with me and say, yo, bro, like, you know, I love myself, that's not why I do it, but it's like, I don't disagree, I just say, well, how do you love yourself? You know what I mean? So I just think the conversation is just a crazy conversation. The fact that I can go live as a man and say this shit, and not everybody disagree with me, but the fact that it's only a small percentage of women, like let's say 1,000 women said something back to me, only like 7 were like, you know, regardless if we like it or not, it is an inner issue. You know what I'm saying? Our physical, we pleasing our physical to, if we can say it's not spiritual, but then if a woman in an argument say it's not a spiritual issue, you can't tell me, but then at the same time say, well, and later in the conversation, well, at the end of the day, we do it because look at with the TV, look at we gotta be beautiful or we not shit, or we gotta do this in order to get a man. You know what I'm saying? Then it's not internal then. I mean, then it's not you. If it's you that's saying like, yo, I just do this because I want to do this, that's one thing. But when you're doing it for attention or to be spoken to or to get that certain appeal, I want you to understand. You know what I'm saying? When you put that beautiful fake ass hair in your head and you just roll it down your back, you know what I'm saying? And we see you and we run up on you and we holler at you. You know what I'm saying? We kind of already know that 9 times out of 10 is not hers. Because why? Because we know as black men that there's very small number of black girls who got long hair. Not because they can't grow it, but because instead of them growing it, because remember, growing your hair is a process. Just like, you know what I'm saying, becoming a better rapper. Just like anything. Everything that anything worth having takes time. This was the conversation yesterday about natural things take longer. A society using fake vegetables, fake plants, I was saying yesterday, that shit gonna boom in 5-10 years. While this other society is going to take them 30 years to get right. But this society in 30 years is going to be sick. And this society is going to be at its all-time high. You know what I'm saying? So, it's that. We have to understand that. The issue at the end of the day is we have accepted the things that we used to despise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just ask myself every day, I say, well, damn, do y'all realize that y'all are going against y'all foremothers of just a couple generations ago who was just sitting there, who was like, fuck all them perms, and they picked their shit out, and they was black and I'm proud, and they was really bobbing their shit, and they was really showing like this beauty. Do y'all realize that y'all are going against the people who gave y'all the freedoms? The women today who are standing up for this shit, or the men today who doing this fake shit as well, you are going against the people who died and risked their life to have an identity. We can't sit here and say, we say Black Lives Matter, and then we see all these fucking commercials about women in the last year. Respect black women. I am beautiful. I am me. I am whole. Bullshit. Then why don't you act like it? Why don't you act like it? If I see commercials, and I'm not saying that you're not, I'm saying that why don't you embrace it? You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'd rather y'all be mad at me because if I go live and I get a whole bunch of people mad talking about me, I did my job. You know what I'm saying? I did my job this morning. My only intent is to spark conversation. It's not to make you agree with me, but to get you to think about it and to talk to your friends. If you're a girl, you need to go sit with your homegirls. What happened to the morals y'all had when y'all was in high school? Because the world changed, y'all changed? And then wonder why you can't get a man. The world is fucked up. We was never supposed to follow the world as long as like, just because the world say that nigga's supposed to kiss a man don't mean I'ma do it. You feel me? All the TV shows, if that's the case, all the TV shows in the last 3-4 years got men on men action. You know what I'm saying? To a real nigga, we don't want to see it, but we got to accept it. So what are we supposed to say as real men? Fuck it. Well, since it's normal now, I need, no, fuck no, I'm not, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? So as much as we say that we individual, we love ourselves. And I remember the commercials. Y'all feel me? Like, where's the women, they got their hair out, whether it's a bob or down the stairs, and then they sitting there and they got like, they covering their breasts and like the belly, they showing the woman. What happened to that woman? You know what I'm saying? Because when it's time to take the credit for Mother Nature and Mother Earth and the first woman, y'all first in line. But when it's time to represent that shit, you can't live in both worlds. This is the point I'm trying to get you, and this is the crime that we commit as men and women. You really, we trying our best. We such a fractured culture that we're trying to live in both worlds when we should not be living in both worlds. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, y'all gotta understand. There's no problem, so I'm clear to everybody that always listen to me. Let me read this. I mean, she running for the country that will kill unarmed people that look like her, and these people never really receive justice like we're telling our children. Like, I feel you, you know what I'm saying? First of all, we're still going to the Olympics and bringing back gold medals, as you said, for a country who is killing us, but when it's time to compete, and it's time to play sports, and it's time to do tricks, because you know, niggas, that's what we are to them. We entertainment. When it's time to be entertainment, we go out there and perform. But we ain't nothing. Like, we up here standing for, fuck all of this other shit. How about we just don't go? Now, it's different if Sakari said on TV, I smoked and I disqualified myself because I don't like it. I refuse to run for a country that don't love me. You know what I'm saying? So I intentionally did it my mom passed, but I didn't want to run. That's different. Then I understand women say I'm standing behind her because I'm like, oh, that's some powerful shit. But we just standing behind her because she smoked her mom, dad. Like we're supposed to empathize with her, but we're not supposed to. It's like with our kids, we supposed to, if they daddy not around or whoever not around, they miss their parents not around, we supposed to empathize with them, but we supposed to also be on them like, look, don't feel sorry for yourself, be something. We in society now, we just feel sorry for each other. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get shot in the street, black men getting shot every day. Well, I don't see a lot of black women up here on these lines going hard the way they went for Sakari and this fucking smoking weed for black men getting murdered in the street every day. But the deep down inside, as much as women say they love black men, y'all don't. Now, some of y'all really do love black men. And some of y'all got a right to be mad at black men. But my only question to you is just as much as black man has done to black woman has done to black man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a one-way street. And that's when I know I'm dealing with somebody hurt, and I respect it. If I'm having a conversation, they be like, well, shit, men ain't da-da-da-da. They ain't never honest. No, the truth is, the men you dealt with and stuff like that, and the choices that you make, or the choices that a man make with a woman, the same thing. He said, you need to ask women to stop speaking off opinion, fam. You should get another perspective. I get what you're saying, but it's hella one-sided. I miss your point. Well, I would say, this is my point. My only point, because it's not a hard logic, right? If you missing it, it's missing it because I feel like you look at this logically, not emotionally, and that's like you saying. My only point in this whole system, B. Beck, is this, or Bay Beck, think about it. If you don't get this, there's natural shit. If you a black woman, if you want to be respected as a queen, remember that them queens won't run around with tracks, fake nails, fake hair, fake wigs, regardless if you do it. See, emotionally, if you feel like, if you sitting here watching this as women do, and you feel like, oh, he talking shit about me, it's because you got some fake shit on you, like your nails fake, your hair fake, or something. Now, I'm not trying to challenge it to say, oh, you a piece of shit or you less of a woman because you got this. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that as a woman, y'all have forgotten already. I guess being a woman don't exist no more, right? And what I mean by that is that when I look at the picture of the black women pharaohs, Hatshepsut, and the women that ruled, everything on them women was real. You can't say you want to be a queen, but don't have the qualifications to be a queen. That means you not qualified for the job. But yet when you go out here, you want a nigga to marry you and treat you like a queen, like you the baddest thing on earth, and everything fake on you, vice versa. If it's not a woman, it's a man. A man, if we gonna go out here and then we gotta do all this fake shit in order to get with our woman, you know what I'm saying? We doing all this extra shit. Because men do a lot of extra shit with they fake ass too. You know what I'm saying? All this extra shit, showing off, flashing shit, showing money, shit they not supposed to be showing, shit like that. Right? If we gonna do fake shit, feel like we trying to pull them with our money and by trying to impress them instead of who we are and our intellect, then we lost as men. Let me give it to the men, because I feel like it's easy for women to get offended when you do women because we sensitive. With a man in this situation, if it was men getting penis implants and men doing all of this fake shit, like men changing their nose, and men getting, like right now, men wearing them fake dreads so their hair can be longer and shit. I mean, it's cool, but that's not a king qualification. You gotta earn what, you know what I'm saying? Do I have a qualification to be a king? You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, it's to me, it's like, let me give you an example. In some situations, I've learned to some things to answer and some things kind of not to answer because it's going to sidetrack it, and I respect your opinion. But my qualifications to be a king, I mean, yeah, let me give you an example. I studied law. I represented myself in over 7-8 cases and studied law and really beat these cases. You know what I'm saying? I studied history for the last 14, 15 years, not just of America, the true indigenous history of South America, what we call Mexico, and what we call South America, which is Morocco, or which is Mexico, or the back end of the country. You know, I'm down to the Olmec heads, to Egypt, to the Sumerians, you know what I'm saying, to the Aztecs and the Mayans who were kids and descendants of them, to the Moors in America and the Moors in Spain, to the Zod dynasty and the terracotta clay figures over here and all of the thousands of pyramids around the world. Like, I did my homework and research in order to come here. Just like I also dug in psychology, the study of the mind, how people think and process. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm an artist, so I rap. You know what I'm saying? People that love my music know at a high level. I mix and master. You know what I'm saying? I do that. You know what I'm saying? I make beats. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I raise kids, like you say, with qualifications. I teach my daughter to be natural, the kids to be natural. You know, if she does decide to wear fake shit, I'm not going to down her. Me having these conversations right now is not to down you, it's to pull my women back spiritually so that they can be queens, not to judge them, to make them feel like that they're not queens, if I'm not clear. I think that people are quick to say, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, people want to be kings and queens, but I ask you, like, do you know your history? Like, I'm not talking about black history. Do you know that there's no such people before slavery on planet Earth named black? I'm not going to go far in it. Because, see, you asked me, do you have the qualifications to be queen, or do you have the qualifications to even be able to say those things, right? But my point is, of course you do. But it's not important. If you're asking me, do I have the qualifications, what's the importance of it? My only job, I'm the messenger. If my qualifications was already proven, that's why I got the message. You know what I'm saying? The question is, I didn't ask you to worship me. I asked you to get the message. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here, like I said, my goal when I talk is not to make black women feel like they pieces of shit or black men feel like they pieces of shit, but to pull my people back into they self so that they can understand it. You can't live in both worlds. If you saying that, if you can say, if you can say, so what, I got fake hair, fake nails, fake weave, you know what I'm saying, a fake personality, you know what I'm saying, fake as hell, but I'm a queen, then that's idiotic. It's just like if a man can say, yo, I'm a fuck nigga, you know what I'm saying, I got 8 baby mamas, you know what I'm saying, I don't take care of none of my kids, you feel me, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got no moral base, I disrespect people at the highest forms, I don't give a fuck about nobody, but I'm a king. You ain't got no fucking qualifications to be in the field, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say at the end of the day, people, I feel like people can ask me am I qualified, like, yo, my resume and my track record speak for itself. I mean, I can't really justify it for you. You either know me or you don't. You either, it go like this. Like my bro told me the other day, yo, even Jesus knew you can't save everybody. So if the message is too strong for you, or if what I be saying offends you, then you got, then as a person, whether me or you watching, we got some shit we need to fix within ourselves. Instead, it's easy. See, when I be talking about this shit, any woman or man or that has a problem with what I'm saying, I think you need to be able to identify that there is a problem. It says that's your opinion on what a king or queen is. My point is, it's all perspective. Well, for your information, right? Because yours is an opinion, and I say this because you know that there's a real qualification for kings and queens, right? Like, see, in today's world with this new time thinking and this small-mindedness that exists in America, it happens like that. But there actually is a qualification. Like, people argue me, they be like, yo, bro, you can't talk about parenting because there's no rule book. Yes, there is. And that's what it means. When you ask me, was I qualified? That's how I know that some of us not qualified. Because nature, there's a representation. Animals live, animals have kids. Mammals have kids. It's certain things that all mammals do. Now, like I tell people all the time, I can give you an answer, but are you open-minded enough or willing to go look and use your own eyes, or do you just want to debate? Do you want to fix the problem with this shit, or do you just want to be heard? Do you want to get back to being the black queens that we can be? And when I say queen, I'm not talking about queen, because there is no black woman on America who really, or black man with all of this fucked up mindsets we got and being indoctrinated, who really sit in the proper place to be a true king to rule their people, because most of us selfish. You know what I'm saying? Most of us live our life every day just about what the fuck we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. People, I've been having this conversation for years. Of course, it's a man having this a problem. I can show you some educated women with doctorate degrees who I've done on this morning convo who wrote books about this same shit. And instead of women supporting her, they attacked her because she gave up the secrets. Her name is Shahrazad Ali. Like, come on, that's what I say. Y'all be trying to play with me like I'm not a nigga up here guessing. I say this all the time, and I'm okay with it. And I always ask you, babe Beck, how many brothers and sisters you got? Because I got 12 sisters, not including my brothers. See, I say this shit all the time to y'all because at the end of the day, as black people in America, we think we know all the fucking answers. We do, right? But I know for a fact, how many books you read about ancient culture? Because see, you would know that there is a standard, right? When you say being a king and queen is perspective, I guess, well, I can respect what you're saying, right? Because I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to get you to understand what I'm saying so that you're not misunderstanding me or trying to be clearer so that I'm not coming off the wrong way. In today's world, when we talk about king and queen, it is perspective. Because on average, because most of the people who talking it don't live like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like, you can't just talk, you gotta live like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when I have my conversations, I'll give you an example. I have my conversations about people who work jobs. And you know what I'm saying? If I say you a slave because you work a job, people get mad at me, but the law book says that the definition of slave, of job, is slave in the old law books. Right? Now, people say that's my opinion, but that's the law. Right? That's why J. Cole said there's no difference between slavery and now, because only difference is we think we're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But dollars and legal tender isn't gold and silver and bronze and, you know what I'm saying, rubies and shit. And the Constitution say that. You know what I mean? Like, when you say to be a king or queen, in order for me to be a king, I got to be well-versed in politics. I got to be well-versed in family. I got to be well-versed in science. I got to be well-versed in morals. I got to be well-versed in law. Right? I got to be well-versed in nature. I got to be well-versed in astrology. I got to be well-versed in metaphysics. I got to be well-versed in psychology. See, when I speak, I think that people, because, you know, I'm a black man, right? You see how I dress it? It's intentional, right? You would never know that I went to college from the streets. You'd never know I went to film school. You think I'm talking when you don't realize that I went to college and took these classes, like, and passed these shits with flying colors. Like, understand, for example, women got a thing called positive reinforcement. A woman can make you, it's like mind control. A woman can make people do things that they don't really want to do by asking certain questions in a certain way. This is psychology. See, we think, that's why I say all the time, we've been taught that we individuals, but that's what separates us. We really not quite different at all. If somebody come in a room and point a gun at you at me, our brain's going to respond in certain ways. It's not but so much difference. So I understand how the mind think. When people go to school to get their masters, we look at it as black people like, oh, they got a master's degree. No, they became masters. Right? And the masters know how, it's masters and it's slaves. Slave master. So when you get your master's degree, you learn how to master the sheep of the public to run your businesses and to do what you need to do. That's what separates us. The doctorate is not so much you're a doctor like working on a body, but the definition of doctor, if you look at the Latin origin, it gives you the definition. I'll let y'all do your homework. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I don't disagree. You know what I'm saying? But I could, even if I do have the qualifications to be king, it don't mean that when I say it online to you or anybody else, you can still sit there, even if I give you 100. I mean, we people, I can still sit there after you tell me too and be like, oh, I mean, that ain't all that. But we don't technically know each other. We don't know what's possibly going on. You don't know me for campaign. You don't know if I had a, you know, I could tell you. That's just how I look at it. I've had enough conversations with thousands of people. This conversation didn't start here. This conversation started on the street corners 12, 13 years ago when I was selling music, and my music used to talk about these topics. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't have to be, it's not about me being right or me proving a point to y'all, but if my opinion rub you wrong or make you want to, I just say, talk to your mama about it. Talk to your grandmother. If you blessed enough to have your grandmama or anybody in your family, go to all of the women. Go to the women that live in the hood. Go to the ratchet family members, because not everybody in the hood ratchet. Because I know some rich folks that's ratchet. Go to the ratchet family members and ask those men and women how they feel about the issue. Go to the ones that ain't, that's like in the professionals that got degrees in your family, and then go to like the people, like maybe the older and the elder people, and see what answer you get. You're going to realize when you go to, start with your age group and ask them about it, and you're going to get one answer. Then go to your parents' generation. Now, you're going to notice our parents going to say certain shit. Now, our parents who evolved. See, there's a lot of 40, 50, and 6-year-olds who little girls and little boys mentally. Your age don't make you grown. And that's why, if you was on my convo the other day, I broke it down psychologically. Remember, right now, the kids that's 20, they're the third generation weave and track wearers and hair and nails. Just like as men, we the money flashing fake niggas trying to use obstacles to get women generation. So now, the men, we think is normal. Everything I say about women and hair, I want you to compare to men and always trying to use their money. I want you to put it on an even kill. Don't take, I don't want nobody to look at this as women getting picked on. No. Everything that's fake about men, we're going to put on the same. So we're going to just put it man and woman. Right? I want y'all to think about it, though. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it clear. We got to stop being so sensitive about what we're adding to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we're going to add to ourselves, that's what we add to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Now, I be up here all the time, and just like Baby Beck had told me, she said, that's your opinion with a king or queen. Is my point is this perspective. You're speaking on your opinion as fact, all I'm saying. Now, I heard this from 4 people in the past week, but I guarantee you that none of these people don't know their history, really. I'm talking about, when I say history, people, I know my history. I'm not talking about black history. I'm talking about outside of America, going back anywhere from 300 to 1,000 years. Not one civilization, but all. And as many as you're supposed to know. We adults here, but we not in the same perspective. So when I'm speaking to people that don't have the knowledge that I have or have not been introduced to it, y'all, people come on my page and say it's my opinion, when instead, the ignorance in this is, go check me. Ask me a question. See, intelligent people will ask, you're supposed to come up here and say, bruh, what do you mean? You said there's a rule book, explain the rule book, and then I'll give you, go here, go watch this, go look at these things, and then come back to me in a week or 2. And tell me how you feel. But if we gonna sit here on live and argue with some shit that you know, see, this is why I say my people fucked up. Have you ever, most of the people that get up here and say it's my perspective, it's a perspective because you live in one corner of your mind. The world, just like people say, bro, that's your opinion. Nigga, I grew up, I played ball all over this country. I lived in Raleigh, I lived in Virginia, I lived, you know what I'm saying, I lived in Jersey. I traveled, I was in different states every year, 4 or 5 every year playing ball. It's your opinion. Somebody who, if you grew your whole life up in one area, then you tell somebody who tell you the world bigger than your neighborhood, you gonna tell me that's my opinion. But you ain't never been away. You feel me? So when you say, when you ask me what are my qualifications, I gave you qualifications, but when I asked her what's her qualifications, that's the only thing I'm saying. So I want y'all to understand when y'all be on my lives and on my feeds, the reason why I be saying that some shit is just distractions, right? If you ask me a question and I give you an answer, go look it up. And I keep speaking on opinion. And that's the thing that bothers me, right? So what if before I had these conversations, I spoke to thousands of women? Right? Black people and black women, right? And black men, I swear we know it all. That's why we fucked up. Since we know it all, why the fuck are we still following these religions to our death? Since we know so much, how come we still getting shot in the street? You ask me what my qualification to be a king? Because my skin. Simple. What's my qualification? I fit the stature. I'm 6'3", you know what I'm saying? I got a mind. I was born in February. All great kings are born in February. I know you heard the logic. Not because I think I'm a king, because I was born with the logic. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to understand, what's my qualifications? My mind, my skin, my understanding. Name me another 5 black men that's getting up doing this shit with money or without it. That's my qualifications is that. But at the end of the day, what I learned is this: when we having these conversations, or whether it's me or you, when we have these conversations, understand that that's people's whole logic. At the end of the day, you know, we not learning. If I come here, everybody who's still in the feed, do me a favor, I'm gonna prove it. Everybody who's still in the feed, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, is fake hair real? Just write yes or no. We're going to do a yes or no. And this is how I'm going to break it basic so we can understand. Is fake hair real? Is fake nails real nails? So why the fuck we keep arguing about it? How is it my opinion then? Women are not accountable anymore. And I'll be the first to say it. The average woman, some women are, but the average woman today, she want to do what she want to do. She can have a work boo, job boo, side boo, and think a nigga supposed to take care of her. I'm not going to back off my logic. I'm not one of these men out here that I want you to understand that don't know. You feel me? I know. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my opinion. Y'all see a man up here sitting on, y'all think it's he don't know shit. I know a lot. It's a lot of women that's more mature than the motherfuckers up here who complaining with me and who need to be sitting their ass down, sitting there reading and learning. You arguing with me with my qualifications. If you were a queen, you would recognize a king. Simple. Just like if you a god, you would recognize another god, but if you don't recognize it, then we ain't in the same stratosphere. The fact that I'm having these conversations, the fact that I'm being 100, the fact that I'm telling you this, the fact that women even have an argument tells me that you guys are lost. Regardless if you agree with me or not, how are we having an argument about fake shit? I will never back off that shit. It's not real. So how do we have an argument? That's like, men, we in a room, women, y'all, it's a woman online, and she talk about it in the future, 20 years from now, all these men got fake penises. They can just pop them on and pop them off. Every nigga got a, right? Every nigga got a 12 now. But every nigga in the room, this woman sitting telling all the black men, you know, the fact that y'all keep changing y'all body as black men with these fake penises, these 12-inch extensions, y'all got a spiritual problem because you're not happy with God gave you. And it's like all the men in the room like, fuck you talk about. She don't know what she talking about. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. No, there's clearly a problem there. If all the men on the planet right now, if 85% of the black men get a penis enlargement to 12 inches, and women are bold enough to go live and say that you men have a spiritual problem, that's why you are adding to your dick. Of course, niggas don't get up here and make every excuse in the world. Nah, I just wanted a bigger dick. Oh, no, I was already big, but at the end of the day, if you change what nature gave you, it is what it is. Get mad at me. That's why we not growing up, though. And it's sad to say at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Some people understand, some people don't. Some people will, some people won't. I've always been cool with that shit. I can't say everybody. But, you know, it's always a choice. Just like at the end of the day, in every situation, either you can see it or not. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to look at my logic and then ask yourself, see, if you're a woman, if you wear fake hair, that's cool. So you don't want your daughters to have everything you didn't have. So even if you wear it, I thought we were supposed to raise our kids to be better than that. So even if I wear fake nails, I'ma still want better for my daughter. Oh yeah, that's right. We live in a time now where women be competing with their goddamn daughters for niggas. I know this shit. Y'all talking about I'm telling my opinion. Being cute, having that shit on you is more important than having a brain, because half of y'all cute ain't got shit upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Being cute and a couple dollars more important than really maturing and becoming women to lead our girls out of this ignorance. But at the end of the day, I'll leave on that note with the morning convo, because every day I get up here, they're going to tell me that's my opinion. How about y'all go do your fucking research, go do your history, and stop wearing fake shit, and then we can sit at the table.